Good morning, friends. Our theme this week is hygiene. Hygiene is about staying clean so that we don't get sick. Now, I'm going to teach you about germs and viruses today. Germs and viruses are very little things that we can't see with our eyes that get into our bodies and make us very sick. Now, where do we find these germs? Firstly, we find it in the air around us. They're floating in the air. Little things that we can't see with our eyes floating around in the air, and then we breathe them in. That is why soon when we go back to school, Mommy and Daddy will buy every child a mask that we're going to put over our mouths and our noses so that we can't breathe in the nasty coronavirus that's floating around at the moment, making many people sick. We also find germs in our blood. We also find germs in food. Often when food get old, they get germs and you get a very sore tummy if you eat old food with germs. Also, when the shops where we buy the food don't clean the food properly, we also get sick from it. We also find germs in the soil and also in water. Not in all water, only when Mommy and Daddy buy you bottled water that's clean enough to drink. Sometimes even the water from the taps is clean enough to drink. It's just sometimes we get dirty water that we can't just drink from a tap. A place where we find many germs is in the toilet. That's why it's so important that at least once a day, toilets get cleaned with disinfectant to kill all the germs in it. We find germs, a lot of germs on people's hands because of the places and the things that they touch. That is why it's so important that you don't just touch anyone's hands, because you don't know whether they washed their hands to get rid of the germs. And if you touch your friend's hand or a stranger's hands, you don't know where they've been and what they touched. So it's important that you stay away from other people's hands. We also find germs on vegetables and fruit. That's why when you buy vegetables and fruit from the shop, that you wash it properly before you eat it. How do we get rid of these germs? Very important that every time after you've been to the toilet, immediately before you leave the bathroom, you wash your hands properly with soap and with water. Also, when you've been to the grocery store and you get back home, you immediately wash your hands with soap and water. Also, the fruit and veggies that you bought from the shop must also be washed before you eat it. Friends, the germs that are floating around in the air come and sit on our bodies. That's why it's so important that every night before you go to bed, you get into a bath and you wash your body with soap and water. And also in the morning before you go to school, again, you bath your body with soap and water. Now, very important, before you eat food, you go to the basin and you wash your hands with soap and water, because when you eat, you bring your hands very close to your mouth and to your nose, and the germs on your hands get into your body through your nose and through your mouth. So before you eat, wash your hands properly with soap and water.